One of the biggest pains in life is comparing yourself to others. We often look at someone and think, why is she so successful and I'm not? But what we don't realize is, her path and yours are not the same. Remember this, if a fish wants to fly like a bird, it will spend its whole life thinking it's not good enough, even if it can swim across the entire ocean. And today, with social media everywhere, this pain has only grown deeper. We see someone's perfect life, their success, their fame, and somewhere inside, we start to feel small. We forget our own gifts, our own talents, our own journey. And that's how sadness begins. That's how hope starts to fade. But today's story is for anyone who has ever whispered, I'll never be as good as them. Listen carefully, because every word in this story can change the way you think. Once, in a small peaceful village near a forest, lived a boy named Eric. He was kind, he was hardworking, but he had one habit that always made him unhappy. He constantly compared himself to others. When his friend Liam scored the best grades, Eric thought, I wish I was that smart. When his neighbor Ryan bought a new house, Eric thought, I wish I had money like him. Even when he saw someone running fast, he felt small and said, why can't I do that? These thoughts became heavy chains. They pulled him down. He stopped enjoying life, stopped believing in himself. One day, a wise old man came to the village. Everyone called him Grandpa Joe. People loved him for his wisdom and kindness. Eric went to him and said, Grandpa, I work hard, but whenever I see someone doing better, I feel sad. It feels like I'll never be enough. Grandpa Joe smiled gently and said, come to the oldest tree in the village tomorrow morning. You'll find your answers there. The next morning, Eric arrived early. Grandpa Joe was already waiting. He said, Eric, look around. What do you see? Eric looked carefully and said, there are so many trees. Some tall, some short, some full of fruits, some with none. Grandpa Joe smiled and said, now imagine if the apple tree said, I wish I were as tall as the coconut tree. Or if the coconut tree said, I wish I had sweet fruits like the apple tree. Wouldn't that sound silly? Eric laughed. Yes, Grandpa, very silly. Exactly, Grandpa Joe said. Every tree in this forest has its own purpose, its own beauty. The apple gives sweetness. The coconut gives strength. They are different, but both matter. Then Grandpa Joe took Eric near a pond. Fish were swimming in the water. A bird flew across the sky. Now, said Grandpa Joe, if the fish said, I wish I could fly, would that be right? Eric shook his head. No, Grandpa. Fish are made to swim. Birds are made to fly. Grandpa Joe smiled warmly. Then why, my boy, do you want to be someone else? You have your own gifts, your own path. Maybe you just don't see them yet. That day changed Eric's life. He stopped comparing himself to others. He began to work with what he had. Step by step, he built his confidence. Years later, Eric became a successful businessman. People admired him, respected him, and asked, how did you do it? He always smiled and said, never compare yourself with others. If a fish tries to fly, it will always feel like a failure. But if it focuses on swimming, it can own the whole ocean. So remember this, my friend. The sun and the moon don't shine together, but both light up the world in their own time. Find your path. Walk it proudly. That's where true success lives. If this story touched your heart, give it a like, share it, and remind someone today they are enough.